So happy video day, guys. Today's video, we're going to be doing my series Makeup on the Red Carpet because this week we had an awesome red carpet that just happened. It happened on Sunday night. I think it was Sunday night. Was it Sunday night? It was this past weekend. And it was the SAG Awards for 2019. I really feel like the makeup artist really brought their A game for the makeup for the SAG Awards. I had such a hard time picking a few celebrities to put in this video because I feel like this time the makeup was so, the makeup was so interesting. I really feel like the makeup artist really put a big emphasis on making this makeup look cool and creative. We had some really creative looks. We had some really monochromatic looks. We have a celebrity that wore the look that I have on right now. And I just feel like I really was inspired by this red carpet. There was really pretty makeup looks. So I am so happy for that. Now the fashion, on the other hand, it was okay. It was okay. But the makeup, which is really what we're interested in, was really, really spot on. And I really have to tell you guys, the celebrities that I picked, I really think that they looked awesome. So what we do on this series is I do my detective work for you guys. I find out exactly what products the stars were using on their face. So if you guys love the lipstick that Lady Gaga had on in the SAG Awards, I'm gonna find it for you. So that's what we do in this series. Of course, every single makeup product that I talk about is linked below, as well as the corresponding makeup artist, their Instagram accounts. I will put them all below. And then at the end of this video, I just do for you guys a quick little who did I think was the best dressed and best makeup celebrity of the night. So that is at the end of this video. But let's go ahead and let's jump into the makeup looks because I'm telling you guys, there was some good ones. There was really some good looks. If you guys do see me looking down, I'm referring to my phone because there is so many different things. I can't memorize everything that these people had on their face. So I have to write it down so that I can relay it to you guys. So let's start off with the first celebrity. And I want to start off with this one because I feel like the makeup artist for Lucy Boynton is such a creative lady. And every single time that I have seen makeup looks so far from her, I'm like, damn. Okay, so let's first talk about Lucy Boynton and let's talk about her makeup. So if you guys see Lucy Boynton looks really, really pretty again. I feel like she was going for a gothic, cool girl vibe. Like if you look at her dress was from Erdem. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I will put the name down in the description box. But you could see that her dress, it looks very gothic, but it looks like gothic cool girl. I kind of like the vibe, you know what I mean? Like it was different because this is not like a type of dress that you would see like at the SAG Awards. At least I'm not used to seeing like this type of cool girl type of dresses. And then I love the way that they put up her hair with that bow. And then let's talk about the makeup. If you look at her face, guys, her makeup was so cool. Now, I feel like her makeup artist is such a creative. Joe Baker is the makeup artist for this look. And I just feel like this lady is so creative. I kind of love her thought process because I was looking at her Instagram and she puts up like these different photos of things that inspire her. And I was seeing like she was saying like cords and light poles and all this stuff, like things that have to do with cords and stuff is what kind of inspired this look. And she kind of reminds me of myself when I was in architecture school, because if you guys don't know, I do have a bachelor's in architecture. So when we used to have to do like design projects, we would have to come up with like these stories, you know, like, and things would have to inspire the projects. And when we would create our models and stuff, things had to come from nothing. So we would be inspired by this would make a building. And that is kind of like what I see her do. She comes up with these different ideas. She sees textures, she sees lines, and from that she comes up with these eye looks. So to me, it's just a really creative way to think of makeup, which I love because that's what I love about makeup. I love the creativity of makeup because when you talk about buildings, you can't really change too much of a building or it could fall. You know, it's a little bit more difficult. Engineering needs to get involved. But when you talk about makeup, it's like you can really be creative there. Anything really goes. Let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about her eyes. So if you really look at her eyes, if you zoom in on her eyes, you see these lines that come from her eyes. It's very architectural, it's very modern, but it's very minimalistic. It has such a beautiful effect to it. I was able to find some of the items that she is wearing on her face, so let's go ahead and go through those really quickly. I did tell you guys about this foundation before in another makeup on the red carpet, and it's Chanticleer. I think that's how you say it. Like always, I should look up how you say that word because I feel like a lot of makeup artists use it. So it's this super bougie foundation and it is called the Future Skin Foundation. She was wearing it in the color Porcelain. Now, what I am super interested in, guys, is she was using Victoria's Secret makeup. So let's talk about these Victoria's Secret products that she was using. She was using the Major Lashes Mascara from Victoria's Secret, and she was also using this new product from Victoria's Secret called the Glow On, and it is like a face palette that has all these nice shimmery colors in it. So if you guys are interested in any of these Victoria's Secret makeup products that I just mentioned, keep on looking out. I just finished putting a very interesting order from Victoria's Secret. I'm going to be getting it pretty soon, and you guys are going to see some of these products in action. So that is coming very soon on the channel. Also, another item that she used is she called it her hero liner, and this is an eyeliner from Chanel. So those are all the products that she used to create this look, and I think it was awesome. I would say look out for that eyeliner too, because if you guys see how beautiful that eyeliner performed, it really was a spectacular eyeliner, and I feel like her eyelashes looked really good, so I feel like that mascara must be pretty decent. I really honestly feel like her whole look, including the makeup, including the dress, I think it just went good together. I liked it because I feel like it just went all together. So it kind of like reminds me of like a high fashion like punk rocker, and I kind of love it. So now we have YARA SHAHIDI. So if you guys see her, she looked so cool. Like this is another kind of like real cool girl type of vibe, and I am super feeling it. I thought it was so cool. There was so much going on here, but it was so much going on in such a cool way. Now she was wearing a very monochromatic look. If you look at her dress, it's actually like a dress jumpsuit, which I thought was pretty cool, and she's wearing Fendi. Now I will tell you guys, I like the dress. I do like the dress. However, some of the applique placements were kind of put a little bit funny, like kind of in the upper region, kind of a little bit in an awkward placing. I wasn't sure if I liked the appliques that they put in the front of the dress, but I did actually really enjoy the dress. I wish those appliques weren't there. I don't think it even needed it, but I thought the dress was pretty damn cool. It was different. At least I like to see things that are out of the box because I feel like that's interesting. It either has to be like a princess or it has to be like out of the box for me. In between is just like, wow, you know? So I am obsessing over the way that they did her makeup though. I love it so much. So her makeup artist was Emily Chang, and I really like what they did to her. Her eyes look very monochromatic. It very much matches her dress. Like it has like that peachy kind of pink undertone look. I thought it looked really great on her. It was great for her skin tone. So let's jump into some of the products that she was wearing, and you guys are going to be a little bit shocked because a lot of the products that she's wearing on her eyes are actually not eye products, which I thought was super interesting. The first thing that she used was the Bobbi Brown Luxe Matte Lip color in Rebel Rose, and then on top of that she also put the Bobbi Brown blush in Pale Pink. Those are a blush and a lipstick on the eyes. So and then finally, I guess to give that glossy effect that you guys can tell it looks very glossy, she used the Bobbi Brown Crystal Lip Gloss on top. So that is just so creative. What she did was, maybe she didn't have the colors that she wanted, I don't know, or maybe she feels like the lipsticks stick a little bit better to the lid, but this was a creative way to create a color that she wanted. I thought that was really interesting. Emily Chang did on her Instagram actually write all of the items that she used on her face. So what I will do is I'll include right here, right now, a quick little scroll through the items that she says that she used exactly from her Instagram account so that you guys can see maybe there's something here that she used that I didn't mention, because of course I can't mention everything or this video would be like 10,000 years long. Like I said, the only thing is the applique placement like around the boobage area I wasn't a huge fan of. I thought it was a little bit placed funny, but besides that I thought everything else looked awesome. All right guys, so let's jump into the makeup look that I'm wearing right now. So I am wearing Lady Gaga's look that was for the SAG Awards. So let's talk really quick about how I told you guys last awards, I think it was the Golden Globes, that I wasn't a huge fan of Lady Gaga's whole ensemble. I don't know, it was just too much. I didn't like it. I was like, pick one or the other, and I love what they did for the SAG Awards. I think she finally found that balance in this look of I am a pop singer, but yet I can be a movie star, and I think that this was like the perfect combination. I saw Lady Gaga, but I also saw a little bit more of a like toned down Lady Gaga, but that still looked like herself, and I thought it was such a cool thing because it's almost like she's getting out of the crazy Lady Gaga looks, but she's still doing something different, and that's what I like about this. If she continues in this direction, then I feel like now we're gonna have a few moments that I'm gonna be in shock with, because this one, I said, what she was wearing is Dior, the dress, obsessed. I love this dress. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. It actually had like kind of like a bodysuit underneath, and it had this high slip, but you could see like the bodysuit. this was the coolest dress. I thought that this was awesome. I thought it fit her great. I thought I would love to wear this. If I could have that dress, I would wear it. I would wear it to a wedding. I just love it. I thought it was so cool. It was so different. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And her makeup artist was Sarah Tano. And I think that the makeup was awesome. I think that she looked so cool. The only thing is, you know how Coco Chanel says that before you leave, you should always take off one item? A little bit of a lot going on between the earrings and the choker. That's the only part that I felt like maybe one or the other, maybe take off the earrings and leave the choker or the earrings. But that was the only like thing that I saw, and that was like not even a big deal. I did like the choker though, so I probably would have taken off the earrings. But I really, really enjoyed this look. I really did. I thought it looked absolutely stunning. But let's talk about the makeup. So this is actually cool because I own a few of the products that they use. So that's how I was able to recreate this look today. I tried to use the products that she said that she specifically used because I had some of them. So I was like, that's awesome. So let's talk about the first thing that she used on her face, and that is the Marc Jacobs Flamboyant palette. You guys know I have this little baby and I love this little baby. So in her description, she does say that she used this color Extravaganza all over the lid, which was kind of shocking to me because I actually thought her lids were light. So if I were to have recreated this look without reading that, I probably would have used this color thinking that was all over the lid, but no, it was the Extravaganza color. She actually wrote it on her Instagram, and I thought that she looked so cool. And she also used some gold glitter, but I didn't have the gold glitter, so I used some from the Pat McGrath palette. If you guys want to see how I recreated this look, it will be up on Instagram. I may do a cover of Shallow and play it in the background of the video. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet, but if I do it, that would be me singing in the background, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. But I'm like obsessed with that song and I really feel like doing it, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. But if you guys see that, it will probably be on Instagram. But let's talk about the lips, because I think the lips are very important because this made the entire look. I think those lips were like amazing. Now I didn't have this exact lip color, so I created this color, but the colors that she was exactly using is these are all from Marc Jacobs. She was using the Marc Jacobs outliner in the color Current, and then she used two different lipsticks. She used the color Blow, which is like that darker color, and then in the center she used Dashing in order to like kind of lighten up the lip a little. I thought the lips were beautiful. I love the eyes. I love the lips. I just think it was a cool girl effect. I think it matched the dress, and that's like most important to me, is it matched the dress. I thought the dress and the lips and the eyes and everything worked so good together. Like this dress could have been destroyed with the wrong makeup, and I think that this really like put it together, and it was just cool. To me, this was an awesome look. Obviously, I picked it to recreate because I just thought it was a real cool look. All right, guys, so let's jump into another person. So this is Alison Brie. So I told you guys about her in last Makeup on the Red Carpet. I really loved her dress. She actually won Best Dress for me because I thought she looked so cool. So in this red carpet, she was wearing Miu Miu, and her makeup artist was Quinn Murphy. So now let's talk about the dress really quickly because it is one of the things that kind of like pops out. I'm like, okay, so I'm fighting myself with this dress. I almost feel like I like it, and then I almost feel like I don't like it. This is my problem. I wish the bow was lower. Like the bow was kind of like up here. This is a big bow in the back that you kind of like see through the front. It looks very high fashion, but I almost feel like the bow was too high, that it almost looked like she had butterfly wings coming out. Do you know what I'm saying? But if the bow would have been like lower, I almost feel like I would have loved the dress. I like that black mock like fake turtleneck that she has. I think that there's so many aspects of this dress that are beautiful, and I think the bow is really cool. Don't get me wrong, I really like the bow. I just feel like the placement was too high. Now, I was looking at Quinn Murphy's Instagram to kind of find out what kind of products they were using on her face. I do know that he used Kogan Do products. I don't know if I'm even saying that word right, but this is also a very bougie brand. I know that Oprah like loves the foundation. This is like a known brand in like the makeup world. So he did post this image on Instagram of a bunch of the different products that he was getting ready to use on her. Not all of these products were actually used on her, but I did see a photo that he posted that he was applying a blush or something around this region. So it could have been used on her eyes and also on her cheek. And I was able to find this product, and it is this right here, this double blush palette from Kogan Do. Oh my god, I should look this up. Now, if we look at her makeup, she is going with that very peachy kind of tone look. Now, if you guys have not seen yet, I have a video coming right now pretty soon of the trend finders for spring, and peach is going to be in. So I can see why they would be this whole peachy kind of theme on the face. I actually love peach on this girl. I think she looks amazing with peach. I think it brings out her eyes. I think it's a great color for her. I love this very simple makeup look, even though I think it looks more simple in photographs, because I saw a photograph on the makeup artist's Instagram that even looked more exaggerated and even more beautiful than it photographed from like the big photographers. So the light kind of washed it out a little bit, but I feel like this makeup look was really pretty. It was so soft, so demure, but at the same time so like impactful. I really enjoyed this look. I thought it looked beautiful on her, and I think she's just such a pretty girl that it's nice to not have so much stuff on her face. So I think that she looked awesome. I really did like this look, and I just wish the bow was a little lower. Just a little lower with the bow. Alright guys, so let's jump into Sophia Bush. So now Sophia Bush is another star that looked really interesting. I like her makeup. I'm not a huge fan of the dress, and it's crazy to me because the dress is from Monique Lhuillier, which I usually love everything that Monique Lhuillier comes out with. I'm a big fan of Monique Lhuillier. This dress I wasn't really in love with. I like capes. I really like capes, but I didn't like the way the cape looked with this dress. It just looked super heavy, and then something about the way that they put her hair up also kind of made it go to like Milk Maiden, you know, like it just, I don't know, it was just off. Like I didn't like the hair with the dress. I love the makeup though. So if we zoom in on the makeup, this makeup was done by Amber Dredden, and I love her makeup. Like she has such a cool base going on here. The girl's beautiful, and they did this really cool thing with her face. I just wish that the rest of the outfit kind of went with it. It was almost like her makeup was too cool for what she was wearing. The makeup artist didn't actually write down the products that were used, but she did show this photo right here. So through my detective skills, this is what I believe is photographed in this photo. So these are definitely from Melt Cosmetics, because we do know she does say that she used Melt Cosmetics on Sophia. So I do think she was using these two individual shadows from Melt, and one is called Antique and the other one is called Scamming. And if you guys can tell, I think those are the items that she used on the top half of her eyes, and kind of like to make that kind of peachy toned, a little bit blown out with a little bit of the pink to make it maybe a little bit darker on the edges. And then on the lower lash line, that new Blue Stack collection that just came out from Melt Makeup, I feel like they used the dark blue one, because I do see it in the photograph and that definitely is that one. And I see it on the lower lash line. I love this look. I love the makeup. I love that everything is peach. I wish I knew which lipstick that was, but they didn't write the lipstick. I wanted to know that lipstick. But I really love this peach look. It's going within trend. This is gonna be big trend for spring, so this is definitely on trend. I just didn't like the outfit, but I loved So this is Julia Garner. So the reason I wanted to pick this particular celebrity is because I really like the way the makeup looks. She looks so youthful and pretty, and I love the peachy tones on her. And maybe I'm just peach obsessed. Maybe it's just that I like peach a lot. I think it looks beautiful. Her dress is from Zac Posen, and another thing I want to point out is look how pretty teal blue looks with peach. I like the combination of this lip and this dress. I think that it was a cool, unexpected combination that works. So I really like this. Her makeup artist was Hong Van Gogh. I was able to find two of the products that I think we will be most interested in, and the first one is the eyes, because I feel like the eyes had this really pretty like goldish sheen to it, but it looks so soft and beautiful. And so I found the eyeshadow palette that they were using, and it's from Chanel, and it's Les Beiges Healthy Glow eyeshadow palette in Deep. Beautiful eyeshadow palette. When I saw this, I was like, I haven't seen you. It is so pretty. I love this eyeshadow palette. And the lipstick actually shocked me, because I felt like this was a lot brighter of a lipstick than it is. But I guess this is one of those lipsticks that trick you. Like they photograph really light, but when you get it, it's like a lot darker. Like more of a lighter dark hue, you know what I'm saying? So this is the Rouge Allure Velvet Luminous Matte Lip Color in 64 First Light. So this is a beautiful color. When I saw the color, I was like, that's too coral. But it is, it's the right color. So it just must not photograph like the right color. But I think that this was such a pretty look. I really liked everything about it. I did like the dress. I feel like it was a little bit on the heavy fabric side. Like the fabric felt like it might have been a little heavy. So I do like the design. Just think the fabric looked a little heavy. Maybe it's only in photographs, but to me, that's what I thought. So let's jump into a celebrity who had a beautiful dress, and a very simple face look that I thought was very refreshing, very spring, very on trend. So that's Margaret Robbie. I love her face look. She looks so refreshed and kind of just like very natural, but very spring to me, very pretty. And her dress was actually from Chanel. Her dress was beautiful. I really loved the dress. There was something very pretty about it. Like it just had like all the right little touches to it. I thought it was a little bit less formal than I would have expected, but at the same time I kind of like that, but it was a little bit less formal than I would have expected. But I really like the makeup. So let's zoom in on the makeup and talk about this eyeshadow palette that I found out that she was using. So her makeup artist was Patty Dubroff, and I really like Patty Dubroff's work. Her work is beautiful. She does such beautiful eye looks and I really enjoy it. So I was able to find the actual palette that was used, and what she was using was the Chanel Les Four Ombres 274 Codes Elegance palette. This is such a pretty palette, guys. I didn't even know that this palette existed. This is like another palette that I hadn't seen. This is such a pretty palette. Beautiful colors in here. And if you guys see her eyes, you can totally tell that this is the palette used. Like you can see like the very light colors and also the darker colors. It actually like matches her dress perfectly. If you look at the palette and you look at the dress, it looks like it would perfectly go together. I love that her lip is kind of like this very natural peach lip. It's almost like she's so beautiful that she almost doesn't even need makeup, but she has makeup on. You know what I mean? So also Patty Dubroff did not really mention too much of the other items that she used, but she did show this photograph here of the different items that she used on her face. I wasn't able to really like search and find too many of them. I found a few, but I wasn't sure if it was a cream or a glitter, so I didn't really want to like tell you guys for sure that that's what it is. But these are the other items that she did list that she used. But I thought it was a beautiful look. I really enjoyed this one too. And yeah, it was just very pretty. Like it was a pretty. So we've got two more celebrities to talk about. So the next one that we're going to talk about is Emily Blunt. So now here, okay, so Emily Blunt looked pretty. Her face looked really nice. I'm not a huge fan of this dress. The dress is Michael Kors Couture or Custom. I think it's Custom, Michael Kors Custom. So now I'm looking at the dress and I've heard a lot of people compare it to, I'm a PG channel, so I would like for you to use your imagination, but people are comparing it to something. When I first saw it, I wasn't a huge fan of it because I kind of didn't like this thing, you know? And then when people were like saying that it looked like that, I kind of was like, oh my God, now I can't stop seeing it. Like, so I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys, that you guys are all going to be saying, oh man, and you guys are going to see this for the rest of this little tiny portion that she's going to be on the screen. But it happened to me. It happened to me. So I'm sorry. But anyways, I'm not a huge fan of the dress. I really am not. And even if I wouldn't have heard that I didn't like this kind of thing, I don't mind the bubblegum pink. I just don't like the bubblegum pink with this thing. You know, I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of like the Little Mermaid. Like I am not a huge fan of the dress. I don't like the dress, but I love the makeup that Jen Stretcher did on her because her makeup looked really pretty. And that's like the classic case of a dress that kind of like takes over the celebrity. I feel like she's such a pretty girl. It's hard for a dress to take over her. And this dress did it because it was just too literal. So Jen Stretcher did say some of the items that she was wearing, and there was one palette that I had to do so much investigation for, guys, because I couldn't find it. And I was like, I need to find out this eyeshadow palette, and I finally found it, and it's from Dior, and I think it's going to be a new release. It is listed at Sephora, but it says sold out, so I have a feeling that's because it's new. It's the 537 Touch Matte. What a pretty palette. Look at it, guys. Beautiful palette from Dior. I really like the colors in here. Very subtle, very pretty. Very nice spring looking colors. I really actually enjoyed a lot. So that is what she was using on her eyes. And then for her face makeup, she used a palette that I actually skipped out on, but this is the Dior Backstage Face Palette. This is like the one that has like the bronzer and stuff. I think it's like a contour palette. So now she used that on the face. I can see that the light color would probably work really good for Emily Blunt. She's very fair skinned, but I was also trying to find the lip color. And Jen Stretcher put on her Instagram that is Rouge Dior number 657. Now I looked for this thing everywhere, and I did not find Rouge 657. So I'm assuming this is a new color that is going to be coming out in the Dior line for spring. If not, then I don't know. See if you guys can find it. I couldn't find it. But anyways, I really love the makeup. Didn't like the dress. This is Laura Harrier. I love this makeup look. So she looks so pretty, so natural, and I just thought it was so beautiful with the way that they slicked back her hair. So her dress is from a brand called Low, I think that's how you pronounce it, and her makeup artist was Nina Park. I love this. I think that she looks so beautiful. I love that her face does not look exaggerated. She looks like she's a young girl, and she doesn't look like she's wearing all this heavy makeup. I love that her hair is slicked back. The dress is not my favorite. I don't really like the sleeves that are kind of like attached to the tube top, you know? Like I don't really love that. I mean, I don't know, it's just a picky. I just don't love that too much, but I do love the makeup. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. So I was able to find out the lip color because I feel like that is what we're all staring at when we look at this photo. We want to know what is on those lips, and the colors that she is wearing, she's wearing the Rouge Allure Velvet Lipstick in Infrared. So then on top, she's wearing the Rouge Allure Liquid Powder in Volupté. Now, these are two Chanel products. It looks like she was using mostly Chanel, and I love the way her lips looked. I love this color. This is also a very big staple color for springtime. I really like it, and I love the monochromatic look with the lips matching the dress. I'm not the biggest fan of the dress, but it's not like one of the worst at all. Like, it's very pretty. I just don't like the sleeves. So besides that, I really like the entire makeup look. So I had a very hard time picking the best dressed and the best makeup because I do feel like there was a lot that were like tied, and I had a hard time. But I am going to tell you guys for sure, the winner for me for best dressed is Lady Gaga. That dress hit it out of the park for me. It was so cool, so cutting edge, so statement dress that that was like the best dressed. And then when it comes to makeup, this is the part that was very hard for me. Hold on, let me look at it one more time. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Lady Gaga too, guys. I have to give it to her. I just feel like her whole moment was a moment. Like, if the dress didn't have the makeup and the makeup didn't have the dress, I feel like it would have been completely different. So I feel like this ensemble together was the star of the show. So yeah, guys, that is all I have for you guys on makeup on the red carpet. I hope you guys really love this series. If you do, please leave me your comments below and also give this video some likes. It helps the channel a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next red carpet. Bye.